What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to my joiners, shout out to the Point of View crew, and shout out to the few people have already started to send some donations for the trip on the 20th when I go to LA to go on the podcast Hoodstocks. A couple of donations starting to trickle in. Shout out to you guys, much love. And what you did know, at the bottom of the deck, what you didn't see coming, is I'm going to go and enter you guys in the raffle. What raffle? This raffle I'm putting together. Bro, there's so many items in there. It's just going to be a $5 buy-in. I know so many people are going to be like, $5, Splinter? Are you sure? Are you sure it's $5? Yes, I'm sure. $5. All I'm asking for this buy-in, and it's going to be super fat. You need two hands to carry this bag away, homeboy. Once you get it. Once you win it. Anyway, be that as it may, nothing but some respect. So we're going to get in this video and trip on this. One of the homeboys shot this dude in the face, cut off his legs, and threw him in a metal box and threw him in the river. He told me his side of the story. I'm going to tell it to you guys. But first, I want to say, how did I even meet this cat? How did I even end up meeting this dude? When I was in county jail on my way to prison for the first time, I wanted to learn pinochle real bad. Once I knew I was going upstate to prison, I wanted to learn how to play pinochle bad. That was one of my main obsessions. I just wanted to learn. Because I know that's what they do out there. They sit around playing pinochle. Especially in Wasco Reception. Everyone I knew had been in prison was playing pinochle. I had to learn. I had a couple different people teaching me. And I'd ask the homeboy Chuck from our neighborhood and this dude Buddy from Taft. They want to play. It takes 4 players. Then I see this dude Andy. What's up, homeboy? I had seen him. We had not really met, formally introduced. So we meet. What's up, Andy? My name's Splinter. Hey, let's play some pinochle. I say, look, though. I don't know how to play. This is like a little friendly game. Let's take it real slow. Just to try to teach me. I'm just learning. This is just like a, unofficial game playing for funsies. So we all sit down. We're going slow, trying to learn. And Andy's just going hardcore. He's throwing the cards. He's playing to win. And he's going full blast. And us three are trying to go slow. The other dude's trying to teach me. They didn't really care. He was going fast. It made them go fast. I cared. It was bumming me out. I'm like, dude, if you want to win, if that's your goal, I'll announce you the winner. You win, bro. Can we slow down a little bit? I'm just trying to learn. Finally, I got up and just walked away from the table. I told Chuck and Buddy, what's up, fellas? Thank you. No goodbyes to Andy. Just kind of looked at him and just went, until he kicked this dude in the face. He straight up kicked this dude in the face, man. It was the craziest thing. As soon as he did that, I was like, good game. But what happened was, we were not even supposed to be in that dorm. That was Buddy's dorm from Taft. But Chuck and I, it snuck in there. There's 21 dorms on the farm. You're supposed to just only be in your dorm. But they're open all day. And the yard's open. People, of course, go in different dorms. They have a little slang word for it. They call it drunk driving. If you go in another dorm, it's called drunk driving. Like, man, you must be drunk to be rolling up in here. You're in the wrong dorm. So we had gone in there. I was looking for get a game of pinochle going. Yeah, so go in there. In the dorm. It's Chuck's dorm. I take Buddy with me. And that's when we see Andy. He was in there for different reasons. And I say, what's up, homeboy? Do you want to get a game going? And that's when he tried to win. That's when I walked away. But some dude who lived in that dorm stood up and enforced the no drunk driving rule. The cops rarely enforce it, much less an inmate. And he singled Andy out. He didn't even say nothing to me and Buddy as we're walking out. But he said something to Andy. Hey, you don't live here. Don't come in this dorm. And a little bit invaded his space. A little something. Andy got a little bit like, what? And then jumped up and roundhouse kicked him right in the face. It was badass to see. I was like, good game, bro. Of course, a big debate after that was, did you do that on purpose? Was that an accident? I don't really care. I don't really get into such frivolous debates. Even if it was an accident, you had balls for jumping there and even attempting it. And it didn't land like super square. It wasn't like a badass. I mean, the technique and the form was badass. It didn't look like it was his first time at all. But how it landed, kind of sloppy, half face, half neck. But still, made the dude stumble back and good game, dog. Anyways, be that as it may, next time I see him is at Wasco Reception. He had just beat a big case. Because even like he had told me that time I met him, we were playing pinochle, he said he had 2 strikes. Which I thought was odd because he was my age. He's my age. Here I am going to prison for the first time. And he's saying he already had 2 strikes. Which Kern County and state of California, period, will do you dirty like that. Sometimes they'll take a guy, maybe he has 3 or 4 burglaries, like multiple felony charges, and they'll come at him and say, look, we'll give you 2 strikes in 2 years, or 1 strike in 7 years. Of course, they're going to take the 2 strikes in 2 years, get out quicker, but unless you plan on walking like the super straight line, I wouldn't even think about taking 2 strikes and hitting the streets. If you think for a second, you might act a fool, because I mean, look, you're just right there at a life sentence. You're just a petty theft away from a life sentence, man. He told me he had the 2 strikes. And as I'm refreshing, I'm reading his case and looking at yeah, he had 2 strikes from 2 robberies when he was a kid. So, when I see him in Wasco Reception as a juvenile, so those felonies, hardcore felonies, can even follow you in to adulthood. Crazy, huh? He had 2 strikes from juvenile robberies, be it as it may. He's in Oildale, getting in a fight with his old lady. The cops get called. He barricades himself inside of a fucking mobile home. He's thinking I got 2 strikes. The cops are called on me. It's a violent. Some dude said he pushed him. Then there's some kind of drama. It was like violent. He beat someone up or something. He's like, I'm gone. I'm going to do life. Barricaded himself in this mobile home. I remember being on the news. SWAT team came. They finally dragged him out. He gets love. He gets long love. A slap on the wrist. It wasn't a felony. It wasn't even a misdemeanor. I think they squashed all of it. Did a little violation. And there I am. I see him at Wasco Reception. And he's banging hard the Christian car. He had this thing called the Daily Bread, the little book. He was always just reading that Daily Bread. He's like, man, I'm so blessed. I should be doing life right now. See, I'm just doing a few months. Even the Woods, in general, the Woods from Bakersfield in particular, almost kicked off a big old riot at dinner time. I was right there. I was one of them because I was a porter. There were 5 porters. The porters get the extra food at the end. It was chicken night, and there was 4 pieces of chicken left over. So if there's 5 porter and 4 pieces of chicken, that means 4 porters get an extra chicken, 1 don't. As it turned out, it was going to be this black dude. And they're like, look, we'll give you like an extra piece of cake. Extra this. Like, no, I don't want extra nothing. Fuck all that. Pound that shit. Like, everyone gets 2 chicken. I get 1 chicken, like an extra cake. No, I want 2 chicken. Made an issue out of it. We all grouped. Almost got a big old fight. I mean, there have been riots that have been kicked off over way less than that. So it almost got down the nitty gritty over that piece of chicken. And I see Andy, and he's over in the corner reading his devotional Daily Bread. And hey, I say it all due respect. We've already discussed it before. No, even if you're a Christian, you still got to participate in a riot. And I'm sure he would have. He would have got up when he started seeing getting busy. But he wasn't going to be right there pushing the hard line, stirring the pot, up in the politics. What's going on? Who's wrong? Who's right? And that's the best part about it. Just right there, like, what? Who did what? He said what? What's up, boy? He's doing this. And everyone's just all, yeah. He was involved. He was doing this. And trip on this. When I seen him pushing riding the Christian car, reading the Daily Bread, all kicking back, that was February 2006. This murder happened in July 2006. What happened? I know he did a little violation. Let's say he did February, March, April, May, June. Whoa, bro, February, March, April. Even if he did 3 months, got out April, May, and then killed someone just a couple months later. That's kind of crazy to think about it. He was hardcore banging the Bible, all about the Lord Jesus Christ, wanted to do good, grateful that he didn't get caught for a third strikes case. Did a little violation, got out, was only out a month or 2, kind of murder. You know what? It's faded effect bias. That has fab written all over it. Faded effect bias. That means after 90 days, you forget all about the bad. That's why oftentimes you'll back up with an ex. You forgot about all the shit you hate about him. Faded effect bias. That's why even myself, I'll catch myself like daydreaming and like nostalgia about prison. Like, that was cool. I used to like pinochle. I used to like kicking back, smoking weed with the homeboys. All this working out, getting tattoos. Faded effect bias. I forgot about all the bullshit you have to go through. There's no good times in prison. What? Lying to myself. But yeah. Anyway, be that as it may, I can't believe you caught the murders. A couple of months later. Okay, so the crime. Here's what happened though. Here's what happened with it. There's a guy named Roger. And I think this is pretty interesting too. There's a guy named Roger that got in a fight with his old lady, and he went and slept on the Kern River. They're in Lake Isabella, by the way. Yeah, Bakersfield, where I'm at, Kern County, surrounding areas, Wasco, Taft, Lamont, Delano, Shafter, surrounding areas. But then you have, if you go, I guess you'd say, up northeast, you have Hart Park, and you have the canyon, the Kern Canyon. It's beautiful. You have to drive through the canyon to get to Lake Isabella, to get to the river. It's very beautiful. But I'm going to do a video on the Killer Kern. That's what we call the Kern River. Because people every year come by the droves when it gets hot. It gets about 114 right here in Bakersfield and Kern County. People jump there to swim. People come from LA. They come from everywhere. And they're not knowing about the Killer Kern. about the current and the undertow. They just see this beautiful body of water and they come with their inner tubes and their 12 packs of beer and they're never seen from again because you're on top and you get sucked under. So he's living in Bakersfield. This dude Rogers can fight with his old lady and goes sleeps on the river. He hears boom, 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 some shotgun blast. In the morning, he wakes up and there's some dude approaching him, walking up, introduces himself as Andy, and says, "What are you doing here on my property?" Guy Rogers like, "Oh, I don't know." And he says, "Did you find anything?" Rogers like, "Oh, I'm really looking." And he's like, "Well, get on down the road. You're gonna get one of these." Shows him a shotgun shell. "I got one of these for you." Of course, Roger gets up, goes down the road, and of course, he ends up telling the cops that. Some other people nearby hear that shotgun blast. So, Andy is living with his girlfriend. They are living in his girlfriend's deceased mother's house, her property. But also who's living there is the deceased mother's boyfriend. So I guess stepdad or boyfriend, whatever the case may be, he's living there too. So you got Andy with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's mother's property who's deceased, and then the trailer off to the side is the mother's boyfriend. And they're starting to hate this dude. I heard conflicting reasons why. Maybe all these reasons are true. They say that supposedly this dude got the mom on meth, got her strung out, trying to work her for a power of attorney to get that property. And he'd just be a bully. I guess he was a bad dude around town and he'd go around stealing. Altogether, it's a bad dude trying to steal that property from Andy's girlfriend. They weren't having it. Supposedly, as they say in the paper, whatever, I don't know, as you read the case, I guess Andy's girlfriend was wanting to get the guy and murk him. But Andy said, "No, I'll do it." Shoots him in the face, puts him in a toolbox, or a metal box. I don't know if it's a toolbox or not, a metal box. Throws him in that Kern River that's right there, that Roger's sleeping by. And I don't know what he does to weight it down. Maybe he thought the toolbox was heavy enough by itself with the body in it, but I believe he threw the gun in there as well. It sunk or did it. And like a month or so later, it comes back up. You know why it came back up? I reminded myself. I'm sure the body and all that, and then I keep calling it toolbox. The metal box itself, I'm sure, was heavy enough to sink. But what it was is those stomach gases. The gases. As gross as it is to say, I mean, it's almost like you have to start poking holes in the stomach or something, or else it's going to fill up with gas. It's going to make it float to the top. I mean, he already cut his legs off, so he fit inside the metal box. He just should have, took an extra step and done something to that stomach and create those gases, whatever. I can't believe I just gave that kind of advice. I didn't. I'm just rolling with the story. Don't tell me you didn't think of it too. Be that as it may, let me throw a blink in. So, yeah, it pops up. And it's pretty crazy. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But when you read the case, they even have it down in transcripts when the exact moment he found out that they found the body, because he was talking to his mom from jail. And he says, "Hey, what's going on? You watch the news?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's all bad." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Barnell Road or whatever." But it starts with a B. Barnes Road, Barnell Road is a road that he threw the box out on. He's like, "Oh man, they give him a name." She's like, "No, So he was showing concern about what's found, and even I want to get ahead of myself. So that's what happened there. The body showed up, resurfaced. Now, when I saw him, though, what he told me, here's what he told me. I saw him in person at Wasco Reception at Diagnostics. Diagnostics is a miserable event. When you go to Wasco Reception, you'll be there for about a week, and they will pull you out, and they'll run you through the rigmarole. They'll have to take blood from you, which sucks when you're an IV drug user with no veins. And, of course, they have, students and just people who are just learning. They're not going to have the high-paid professionals who've been nurses for 15 years. Of course not. They're just going to have the students, people just getting involved in phlebotomy, and they're, poke, 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 look, I'm not a pincushion. Yes, you are, my friend. They'll be going, eat 2 arms at once. Man, sometimes throw an ankle in there. So, it sucks. They'll do a little psych test. They'll show you the picture. What does this picture look like? It'll be like the globs and stuff. Just all that stuff. Little mental test. I believe a urine test. I feel like I got cotton mouth. I need to drink some water. No. Anyways. Yeah, you don't want to go through diagnostic. It sucks. That's the worst thing about Wasco Reception. So, I see him there. He'd been acting a fool, acting all crazy. His building had already went through diagnostic much earlier. But people want to leave there so bad, it's 4 hours on, they can't wait to get back to their building, that if you're acting a fool, the cops will put you aside and not let you go back to your building. That was his case. He'd been there all day. And I seen him. He's like, oh, what's up, boy? He's supposed to be by himself, dropped off the side. He recognized me. He came over to where I was at. I didn't want to ask. I kind of like heard what was going on. I was like, dude, what's up? What are you busted for? He's like, man, fuck, dude. He said, I shot this dude in the face. He goes, here's what happened. He's like, I took him to the river, which makes sense now that I read the report. And that guy, Roger, said he fought with his girlfriend, went and slept by the river, because that's exactly what he told me. He said he invited this dude to go to the river with him. They went to the river. Dude was down tying his shoe, getting something. He was down on his haunches, tying his shoe. I can't remember what he said, but that's the image in my head. He was down there doing something. He walks up on him with a sawed off and says, hey, lame. And the dude turns around and looks at him, and he blasts him in the face. He said there was tons of fluids. He said he could not believe how much fluids came out, how much fluids were around. It was just icky and sticky all over the place. Then he said, yeah, he tried to put in the metal box and realized he was going to have to chop off his legs. Pretty crazy. Then he threw the damn gun inside the box too. Everything, all the evidence. River's right there. Threw it in there, didn't think nothing of it, like I said. A couple weeks later, came popping up. Now, another thing he did was kind of crazy. He fought this for 2 years. They arrested him in 2006. I'm going to try like 2008. It does take that long. Someone asked me before about court. Yeah, if you're fighting like a hot one, fighting a murder, you're going to be in county jail for 2, 3, 4 years fighting that case. So he's in there for a couple of years. Somehow he comes up on a handcuff key. Trips me out. I have seen handcuff keys a couple of times in there. I remember the homeboy Ghost. He was all tripped out. We had a whole bunch of drugs in our barracks. Barracks 8. Everyone was hitting. We're on uppers, downers, all arounders. Homeboy Ghost had a key and just kept dropping. Ding, ding, ding. It's all over the floor. He'd pick it up. He'd drop it. You know, doing the noodle groove. Looking like that. The man that's out front of the used car sales lot. This guy. What's that dude? That windsurfer's name? That was Ghost. Dropping that fucking key all over the place. Like, homeboy, put it in your mouth or your butt. One of the two, dog. Like, put it away. So, and he had a key somehow. They're taking him to KMC, some sort of blood draw. That's a local county hospital. Had him on a transport van with some sheriff, and they got him on the van, and he breaks out the thing, the bustle lock, gets out of the handcuffs, and then pushes past the cops, takes off running. Of course, they're chasing him. He gets to a little duplex, and it's by KMC. It's kind of like this poor neighborhood. I don't want to say it's ghetto, and I mean that with all due respect. Right there, Flower Street and all that, poor neighborhood. Apartments and all that, they're not very expensive to live there. So what I mean by poor neighborhood, I don't know what I mean. Anyways, so he's probably hoping he could see probably a lot of homeboys, probably a lot of gangsters, probably a lot of convicts and criminals and felons in that part, I would imagine. It's gang territory. But he didn't see no one like that. He's probably hoping to get some help. Cops right on his trail. He's running, and he breaks into a place. That's why the thumbnail, I'm not too pleased with the thumbnail, though. It didn't come as clear as I wanted. But that happens to be the window he jumped in. Jumped through a window. Went in someone's pad. And he's like, help me, help me, help me. My family has a lot of money. I'll give you all this money if you can help me, hide me. They're going to be like, okay, cool, yeah. You broke through our window, hide you? You got money, you say? Shh, all right, cool, yeah, shh. Okay, well, here, come over here. I'm going to hide you. No way. They're like, whoa, fuck, tripping out. Cops came. It says in the report when you read it that he wouldn't go down without a fight. He was fighting back. And even when they had him, he was on the ground, they had him. There was like 5 cops on him. He was pulling this number. He was holding his arms real tight so they couldn't like all the way to the end. Dude, just like fighting like, no way. I don't want to go. Never. This is the last time I'm going to see the outside. Which it was. Unfortunately for him. So, be that as it may. My dad worked at KMC. How it used to go when I would live with him, because I went to school, Vista West Junior High. So me and my dad would leave our apartment, go to KMC. He'd buy us both breakfast in the cafeteria. We'd eat, and I'd go out front and catch the bus to school. And one day I'm catching the bus, I see this dude come walking up to me and has jail clothes on. Because KMC, back in the day in Laredo, the farm, it's a county hospital. So if inmates need to go to the hospital for whatever for, as long as you were sentenced on the farm. But I mean, when you're sentenced, you could have 5, 6 months left. If you're doing a county year, they call that sentence. Still, how much time you have left to do that? 7 months, 8 months on a county year? Be that as it may, what I'm saying is they just drop these fools off. KMC, no other cops with them, no handcuff, nothing. Drop them off. And this dude came running up to me. Oh, hey, help me, I'll get your jacket. It scared me, I gotta admit. I ran, it tripped me out. I ran and went and found my dad and gave him up. I'm only junior in high school. I was not hip to all that, man. I was like, hey, but current me is thinking to myself, man, junior high school splinter, you should have gave him your jacket and the Walkman and helped the guy out a little bit. He's probably real broken hearted. His girlfriend probably broke up with him, and so he fucked his off. He only had like 2 months left, got dropped out of the hospital, ran. I'm just coming up with scenarios. But no, I had no love for him. Hell no. It was danger. Flight or fight. Flight on mines. Went and told my dad. I don't know what happened to dude. But anyways, yeah, he also got in trouble with the phones, like I said. When he first got arrested, he was talking to his girlfriend on the phone, and they did not ask him anything about the murder when he first got arrested. He obviously got arrested for something else. So he gets on there, and he's like, they're not asking me nothing about it. She's like, oh my gosh, they know? And you can tell what he's talking about. He's telling his girlfriend, they're not asking me nothing about that hot one, man. She's like, damn, I wonder if they even know about it. So, according to his phone conversation, because when he went to trial, of course, as part of the evidence, I myself have used a phone. And I'm surprised. I know that the cops caught me trying to hit a lick, work a little something, work an angle in county jail. Never found no charges on me, but I know they're involved because I'm an H-pod. This is right after I got a big inheritance. I own a house, and I got a bunch of people living in that house. I mean, they're just hanging out for the bag and the money, but still, they're my beck and call. They do anything I ask them to do, damn sure better. And I had a bunch of money, damn it. And I'm going to go do a violation at Wasco, but I'm in county jail, and I'm talking to this dude, and he's like, dude, once a week, I go to KMC. Because I have to do medical, this or that, whatever. It's an appointment, doctor, blah, blah. I didn't care about all that. I care about why. All I heard was, what? You go to KMC once a week now? Uh-huh. Is there a bathroom there? Then I start asking, is there a bathroom? Is there a cop? What does it look like? Did they drop you off? Are you alone? Are you handcuffed? I'm getting all the details. Because we can work with this. We can work with this, homeboy. We could hit. We can get something sent in. Of course, I'm kicking like Van Damme at this point. Only been busted a couple weeks. Withdrawing. So... yeah, he told me what's up. Just him and one cop. He is in fact handcuffed. They kind of leave him alone. Cop doesn't harass him. There's a bathroom right there. And he goes, yeah. Matter of fact, the first thing I do every time I get there is go use the restroom. I was like, bro, so I got on the phone. Got a hold of my people. Said, go to KMC. This is the room. Park here. This is the bathroom. This is the doctor appointment. This is the office. Go in. I want heroin, syringes. I want weed. Clobble it all up. Put it up under the bathroom with some tape. I had to tell him everything. There's no way I can code word it. You know that building? No, the other one. Building, it's, starts with an H. It's a Piddle Hops and KMC. You know, KMC. I mean, what can I do? How can I, there's no way I can, like, code words. You know that stuff you like to do? And then some black and some green, and then put it at that place where you go when you get a broken leg, like, and there's in a room, and believe me, I tried. I just had to just throw it all out there. And they went there and put it. And then he caught his doctor appointment. Early in the morning, I called him out. He doesn't come back till like 3 o'clock, leaves at 8. So all day, we're sitting there like this. Couldn't wait for him to come back. Oh my gosh, could not wait for him to come back. Is the eagle going to land? Is there going to be a touchdown? And he came back, he's like, no. He said when he got there, the cop would not let him go in the restroom. Imagine that. He said he's gone a dozen times, and every single time he's gone, he's always going straight in the restroom. First thing he does, he said. This time the cops said no. So I'm sure they heard. They knew. Surprised they didn't come try to gaffle me up. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was worth it. So anyways, yeah. Another most some respect. Can throw this raffle together. Just a $5 buy-in. What? You can even use change. Use Cash App. Mail it to my P.O. Box, whatever you want to do. I really got to raise this money for, man, Hoodstocks, the podcast. I'm so excited about it. I just can't wait. It's going to be a week from this weekend. The week of the 20th. Man, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great for my channel. I'm a fan of Hoodstocks. I think it's going to be really, really cool, man. And I'm going there representing the Point of View crew. I'm taking you guys with me, man. Anyways, so this is today's video. I got another video jumping off tomorrow. You know why? Because I'm posting every day for the month of May. Hey, what you got to say? How you feel today? And I could keep on going because I like it like this way. What? Where's my guitar? Drum beat. Little man says hi. No more some respect. Gonna cut the string and let it fly. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.